and the agenda behind that is Jews are trying to ruin our pure white Aryan culture. That the Jews are trying to, right? It's the same thing with anti-Semitism for thousands of years.
But it's because like Jesus, they killed Jesus. You killed Jesus, but like Jesus had that planned anyway.
No, it's not the killing Jesus thing.
Why?
It's the Jews
I have to ask this.
Sure. So it's Jews because we question, and a lot of Jews were involved in the socialist and communist movements. It's the idea of Jews diluting the purity of white culture. Jews, because we're liberal and we were artists and I see it like look at the world with, this kind of intellectual lens that's just rooted in, I think, more objectivity than a kind of, secular. There's a great history of secular Jews and.
Hold for 1 second. It's almost a podcast, dude. Yeah. How are we doing on time?
It's 11:22.
Okay, I want to get to your
the movie.
Yeah.
This is a great conversation.
It is.
Tell me when. Yeah. So, and I'm trying to articulate it because this is me explaining anti-Semitism, which I've only started to wrap my head around what it is. But the idea of Jews pretending that they're white so they can fool white people into being amoral is the theory. So I tweeted this, and there's a Twitter account called Fellow White People that specifically looks for the term fellow white people when it's said by Jews. And it's an alt-right account. And in this one day, I got targeted by so many alt-right people ranging from like Jews aren't white, which look, there's an argument to be made objectively for that because I went to Auschwitz a couple years ago, and
I prefer not to be white.
I walk and but like when you walk around, 3 out of 4 of my husband's grandparents are Holocaust survivors, so they weren't considered white. And you look at the Holocaust, and it's like, well, shit, I guess I'm not white because, look, whiteness, blackness, it's a construct. It doesn't exist, right? This is all we're talking about. What society perceives to be.
It exists more for people who aren't white. Right?
But it's all societal constructs, right?
I know what you mean.
So what is whiteness? That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, so there's an argument, and some Jews will say, no, we're not white because we've been this, persecuted people. But other people tweeted at me these memes of literally like a hook-nosed rabbi wearing a mask of a white person.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that was crazy. That was a couple months ago. And that was when it was like, you get the occasional Jew thing of like, and the alt-right has since figured out how not to get banned on Twitter. Cause I tried to like block some of these people and report them, and most of it didn't go through because it's where freedom of speech, overrules bigotry. But you'll get stuff like go back to the ovens. I will say no one from what I've seen calls me a kike. People have stopped using slurs.
I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Yeah. It's kind of an outdated slur,
I don't know why I'm
but the
chuckling.
big, a lot of these, alt-right people, they basically have the sense of humor of like a 15, 16-year-old boy.
Yeah,
they're
it
just
sounds
trying to
so
be
immature.
Well, they're just trying to be outrageous, right? It's the same thing where it's like people who tell dead baby jokes. It's like, whoa, I'm so bad. Whoa.
I know.
So they'll just be like, go back to the ovens. It's just a lame.
The dead baby joke thing.
Yeah. But it's just lame, people. It's people who are unhappy in their lives, and they latch onto these ideas and they blame the Jews. So anyway, that whole experience and those experiences that I've had are I begin to understand the unified theories behind, and I don't know if they call themselves this, but behind the alt-right or people who are white nationalists, and they have concocted these conspiracy theories that make them happy and give the world an order.
Do you ever think it would be a good idea to just turn off, like just don't look at your social media?
Yeah.
Like, have there been times where you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took Twitter off my phone.
Yeah.
I have Instagram on my phone, and I'm about to probably have someone else run it for me, just because it's not good for me to look at my phone.
Yeah.
But I'll check Twitter like once a day. A lot of times I'll just check like verified tweets just to see if there's any news.
Yeah.
just because that many people's